We're live. We're live. Where's Drew?
Let's
All right,
do
guys.
this.
Hey, Mie O'Hearn here. I also have Drew Logan here, who is an author, who is a celebrity trainer, and is also one of the stars of Strong from NBC. So, what I like is I like surrounding myself with guys that are knowledgeable, experienced, and also can call you out on things that you're doing wrong.
I don't know about that.
So we also have Miss Universe. Mona Marison, come here there. Come here.
So workout's gone to the dogs.
Mona Marison, former editor of Muscle Fitness Hers, Miss Universe, and my better half. So
and the jacked person in this group.
Hide that.
Right.
That was photoshopped.
That
was just photoshopped.
Shape, right?
All right. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you the same exercise 3 different ways. Now, one thing that I want you guys to understand is side laterals. Great shaping exercise for men and women. It gives you a nice shape to the shoulder. Gives you a nice V shape. This is, I think, what all of us are kind of going for, to have a pleasing physique, both males and females. Okay, so we're going to start this out. Mona, jump on in there. Now, Mona's going to face outward. Now, even though this machine you face in, I'm having her put her hands outside, elbows up, and keep the arms out, straight as you can, and back down. Arms straight, and up. Yep. Now here's something. She tried 50 pounds, so it's too much for this exercise. Do not worry about this. We're going 20 pounds. This is an isolation motion. Back up. Now, what we're doing for the female, just the sides. Relax, breathe, rotate through. And again, it's 20 pounds. Look at that, beautiful, beautiful. Now again, beautiful female working out with a beast like these guys. I said these guys, you like that?
He's talking about the dogs. Talking about the dogs.
Keep going, keep going. Now what I want to do is today is incorporate the female into the males as well. You can train with the guys, do not be scared about that. Good, jump out of there. We're going to change it up now.
You want to go? You want me to go?
You jump in.
You go? All right.
We're not going crazy. We're not going crazy yet. Different. Now he's facing in. Hit it. Hands are forward, holding on. Pressure point, elbows, leading with. Now look at the speed he's going. This is key. Good control, isolation, and look at the beat. Boom. Holds. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Slow it down, hold, isolate. Again, this is the same exercise done with a different form. Again, nice. Complete isolation, slow. Beautiful.
It's an important thing to remember. Your muscles don't know how to measure, and they don't know how to weigh anything. They know hard, and they know not hard, right? So you can change the intensity by changing your rep tempo, the time under tension that you hold the exercise, the weight that you go with, the number of reps you do, the period of rest that you take. So there are a lot of variations to be made, right, without having to go crazy. Another thing that's really important, like Mike pointed out, is that vary who you work out with. It's going to give you a change, and it's going to give you ideas to, to kind of change up your own training. Mike's much stronger than I am, and so we have. Don't let him tell you. Mike's much stronger than I am, but that's what I want, right? So I want to be able to train with somebody that is out of my comfort zone, because it challenges you, it pulls you out a little bit, right? So all 3 of these different variations, the importance is making the muscle feel the same kind of stress. It doesn't matter the weight or how hard you're going, okay? So now Mike's exercise.
All right, so those are 2 exercises. We're gonna change it up again. This time, for you guys that want the weight, Drew, will you explain?
Yeah, absolutely I will. So what you're gonna see here, Mike is gonna do is
come on around here.
This is going to be a more of an advanced variation, but you can do this with or without a heavier amount of weight. So he's going to go big range of motion. He's going to be very explosive, all right? So he explodes up into the movement, all right? And so he's not necessarily holding it. Mine is more time under tension. Mike's is big range of motion, all right? So you're incorporating as big a muscle as possible. Everything in the gym is not just about how much weight can you lift or how hard can you go, but it's also about increasing range of motion, bone density, and the complete range of the muscle being able to maintain its strength from the highest part of the motion and the lowest part of the motion. So a completely developed muscle won't tear or won't get hurt. And that's the important thing Mike's doing here. He's challenging a big range of motion.
Is that paperweight?
That's paperweight. Come on back around.
Those are fake weights. That's Flex magazine weights right there.
So you saw that form right there was 3 different ways. All correct, all different, from a female to a male to a metahuman. So it works that, I'm just kidding.
Cyborg.
So all 3 are great. All 3, I think you should do all 3. The reason why is, again, I don't want you guys being one-dimensional. I don't want you just to think about getting in shape. I want you to think about longevity, staying healthy, getting better, and getting better with time and age. You're getting in shape for the first time right now. That is great. Get there, come back, change it up, change those exercises. You can do the same exercise 3 to 5 different ways, and more than that.
And it's important to remember that in your quest to get stronger, all right, especially anything that you're dealing with in your upper body, you're holding on with your hands, it comes through your upper body, through your shoulders. So whether you're pushing for your chest, or you're pulling for your back, or you're shrugging, or any of the big muscles that are used, your shoulder acts as a support to that exercise, right? So it may already be worn out when you get to shoulder day. So it's really important to gauge how your strength feels, how you feel that day, and if you're able to go heavy. And sometimes maybe you can't. That's totally fine. It's good to vary your kind of training and protect your shoulder joint. Your shoulder is a much smaller muscle than is your chest or is your back. So be smart about what you do, and you have a long, long history. All right, see what medicine is.
Mona, front raises with,
All the way up above the head.
keep it halfway. All right, you guys just saw side laterals. Now we're doing front raises. Again. Now with more focus just on the front delt. Now look at the range of motion. She's coming up halfway. Boom. Nice. It's a continuous motion. It's beautiful. Good isolation. Again, 25 pounds might be too much. It's okay. Use 15 pounds. You can use a dumbbell. Grab a hand inside, straight up. You can use anything. Again, one thing that I think we all can agree on is there gots to be a mind-to-muscle connection.
That's right.
It doesn't matter how much weight you're doing or how little weight you're doing. There's no mind-to-muscle connection. Charles Glass doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. See, even Charles knows that. The master himself. Drew, you show me time under tension, isolation.
So here we're going to do, this is kind of a funky variation that I like to do on front raises, but it's a time under tension. So we're going to go to a hold, then we're going to turn, then we're going to turn, then we're going to drop.
Is that a McLaren?
I have no idea.
Ferrari?
It might be a McLaren. I don't know. So we're going to here, we're going to turn, we're going to turn, we're going to drop.
Okay. Isolation again, isolation.
That's right, isolation of the shoulder. I'm going to turn, I'm going to turn.
Look at this. Watch when he comes up. Front delt rotation in. Rotation. Rotation. Look at that. That's isolation. Boom.
And this is taking what would be an average weight, feel very heavy.
So what he just said basically was he's making it hard on himself, which I love to do.
Absolutely.
One of the things is it's always good to work on your weak points. When you're so strong at something and all you do is stay with that, that's your comfort zone.
That's easy.
I need you guys to think about this. What are your weak body parts? Focus on those at the beginning of the week. Just because we set up a fit app a certain way, you can take it and put the weaker body parts first, okay? So I would appreciate that. Focus on any exercise you want, any body part.
Kind of a priority principle type training thing. You know, work on the weak areas first.
I love what Mike is going to do now.
Yeah.
Watch this. Over the head.
Full range. So we're talking about the exact same thing that Mike did on the lateral range, right? Full range of motion. If your shoulder can move that full range with no weight, it should be able to move that full range with the weight. It only makes sense, right? So could he go heavier here? Probably he could and shorten his range of motion. But the important thing here is to be able to go through the entire range of motion of the shoulder. If you can do it without a weight, you should be able to do it with some added weight. Joint integrity.
Big point here is, we hear this all the time. I got a bad shoulder.
Yep. And I do have bad shoulders.
He does have bad shoulders.
Yeah.
One of the things is, I still need you to work as best you can.
Right.
I still need you to get that range of motion and try to get back to a full range of motion.
That's right.
Some of the worst things people can do is stop. Scar tissue builds up, then it's even that much harder to come back.
So atrophies, range of motion is diminished, which will affect your posture. So loss in muscle mass in the shoulders will affect your posture as that rolls in. And then you decide to go back to it. Now you're doing an exercise completely different than you used to because of the time period that you took off. I don't care if all you can do is stand in the room and do external rotations to maintain your shoulder integrity, to be able to maintain your posture. Maybe you're getting over an injury, maybe you have arthritis, all of those things. I've dealt with them all. I'm sure you've dealt with some of them too.
Maybe you only have one shoulder.
Maybe you only have one shoulder. You know what I mean? That's fine too. But work on whatever that you can, and work on trying to make a lightweight or minimal stress feel stressful, right? And always protect the integrity of the joint. Don't have to have a ton of weight all the time.
Let's go one more set. Momo, show us. Show them girls and guys.
Oh, watch this.
Watch this. You can see Mona's making us all look bad.
Nice.
Mike and I have been eating too much cheesecake, so Mona's making us look bad.
That's right.
Is she doing the right form?
Oh, yeah.
Is she doing the right?
What's she doing, Striker?
She's making sure she's doing it right.
You're nice.
This is the real trainer in the group.
What about your dog?
Yeah, Striker.
What is he doing?
Outstanding. Outstanding. Drop that bad boy. One more.
Here we go.
All right.
Get to it. That's one.
Nice.
That's two.
Good.
Let's roll.
Rest period in between. My recommendation, recover a little bit, let your partners go, get right back into a set.
That's fine.
Come on. Good.
Nice.
Good isolation. Full round shoulders. Nice.
With that exercise, take a weight that you would normally do, a 12 to 15. Try to do a very strict side-to-side rotation at the top of the movement. And you'll notice that you're going to be about half as many reps. Woo! Big range, big weight. Big range, big weight. So, it's important to note here, as he's doing this raise, he's not abbreviating it and turning it into a stretch, right? Or excuse me, a press. A lot of people go too heavy and it turns into something that looks like it looks like that crap. You want to make sure that always is a raise, right? It's not a curled in press, right? Different exercise. Good job. Wow.
Side laterals, front raises. We finish with rear delts. 3 exercises give you a beautiful shoulder. Come hither.
Let's do it.
Momo. What sense you got, Debbie?
I'd like to make a public service announcement right here about gym etiquette. When you're approaching another machine and you're not sure if somebody's on it or not, please ask the people around you. Don't just jump in front of them or grab a dumbbell or something. Ask, hey, are you using this? Do you care if I work in with you? It's just a common courtesy.
How about re-racking weights?
And re-whack your freaking weights, yeah.
All right, rear delts, nice and easy. chest up. This is one angle to do it. Now this is how you're probably all taught to do.
And it's right. It's not wrong. We're not going to say this is wrong. If you're doing them this way, that's perfectly fine. We're just going to show you some variations that you can use. Also, too, it's important to understand, find out what works for you and what you like, right? If something doesn't work or you just absolutely, it doesn't hit the muscle the way that you need to, we're all made a little bit different, right, mechanically. You got to figure out what's really working for you, what feels right. So these are just suggestions. By no means do you have to do them all or do any particular one of them. I'm going to do a single, unless you tell me otherwise.
Lean in.
Do a lean in?
Yeah, power. All right.
Give me some weight.
Whoop. Now see? Whoop. Jumping down. Now. Now, look at this. Jump back, give his whole body, give his whole body. This is important. Now, he's out of the chair. He's leaning into it. This is a power movement. Explosion. Rear delts again. Boom. Again. Love this. Look how locked his arm is. His arm is in one position the whole time. There was none of this stuff. It was locked in and it was moving. Okay? Now it's a power position. Now we're going to show you a pulse. That's the stop. All right, here's another way to do it. Now look at this. This is what I call a pulse. You're taking it back. The muscle is, look at this muscle.
Yeah.
Look at that. Now all she's doing is flexing it back. Never releasing that tension. This is also just a different exercise from power, isolation, or proper, perfect form, I guess you would say.
And it's important, and you can probably see better on Mona because she's better defined than the rest of us. But it's important to not turn this into a trap exercise. The muscle you're trying to hit is this little muscle right here. You're going to get a little ancillary work here, but this isn't the focus. Exactly. This is the focus, okay?
What is that, 40 reps?
Yeah, like 400.
Holy shnikes.
I don't count.
All right, guys.
I drop it when it burns.
I love that. So that's just different forms for the same exact exercise. All of these, please understand this, all of these are right.
That's right.
And all of these are different. So when somebody says change up your workout, I hope that what they mean is the small amount to change. Understand that. If you change 250 calories in your nutrition plan a day, that's a big change. So it's the same thing here. When you change the exercise just a slight bit, that is a change.
There's an old adage that says the best workout to do is the one you're not doing. So if you find yourself stuck and you don't know why you're not developing or you're not getting stronger or you're not, depending on what your goal is, whether the cut you're seeing or whatever it is, you need to vary. That doesn't mean completely shit can your old one. It means you got to be smart about how you're making the changes, right? And what we're just saying is any of these could be slight variations on what you're doing, and there could be just enough change to maybe help you get over a plateau or over a hump, something like that.
And just have fun with this.
Yeah,
again, this is fun, man.
Absolutely.
This is getting in here with your friends, changing your body.
That's right.
And your body should change. So this should be a weekly thing that you notice something. Now we're here for you guys, so make sure that you guys comment, talk to us, let us know, ask questions, and we'll try to get back to everybody you possibly can. I want to thank Drew Logan. Make sure to pick up his book and follow him on Instagram. Mona Marison, thanks for showing us what the body should look like.
Yeah, right. That's what we should look like if we all dieted.
Thank you, Fit Plan. You guys have a great day. Talk soon.